Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. It's Joshua Pulev Fight Week, fighting on the bill this week. Finally, it's been a long time since you've been in the ring. Hughie Fury, how are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, feeling good. Just can't wait to get in the ring now, get it done with.
We know you're kind of one of them. Don't really like the talking side of it. You just like to get in there and do your thing. But it seems like it's been quite a few months, kind of you waiting for a fight date. And was that a bit of a frustrating period for you?
Yeah, 100%. It was frustrating. Obviously, fights coming and counselling. But I've just stayed my head in the gym, concentrated, and yeah, just been improving all the time. So I can't wait to put a show on.
I was speaking to you, obviously, Dad, quite regularly over the last few months, and obviously it was his emphasis. He got, obviously, Savannah's world title fight done and dusted, but his priority as well was to make sure that you was out for the year because, you know, in this kind of pandemic situation, fights are quite scarce, and you're not obviously getting the right money, which you normally would have been getting outside with a crowd situation. So there was a lot of factors going into this, wasn't there?
100%, like you say, everything's been all over the show, but the good thing is we're out and everything's through the quarantine, that's the main thing, and ready to fight.
What do you think of Marius Wach as an opponent? Obviously, he's been in there with quite a few fights, as so have you, but what do you think of him? How do you rate him as a fighter?
Like you say, you can't take nothing away from Marius Wach. He's a tough opponent. Hopefully we'll get a good few rounds out of him.
Was there talk of any other opponents being considered for this before it was Wach that was kind of chosen to be the opponent?
I think there was other opponents, but you know what it is, I never pay attention to anyone. Just get me out, I said. That was the main thing.
It was important for you to get out, wasn't it? Because if the year had dragged out without you fighting, then we kind of drift into next year, and again, it just, that frustration creeps a bit more then.
100%. It's nice just to be out, like you say. If this didn't happen, it's just more aggravation, just carry on training. It's nice to have that release.
What's an ideal, obviously, come through this fight on Saturday, what's an ideal 2021 situation for you?
Main thing is get past Wach and then hopefully get some good fights going on. Whatever puts me back to the top.
I've seen over the last sort of few weeks people keep mentioning now this middle tier opponent that you jump from kind of that English-British level onto the world stage, and if you're not prepared then you could fall short. But for yourself, this doesn't apply because your dad's obviously emphasised on you fighting some of the best fighters in the world after only a few fights. So you kind of into your next stage of your career, you've done all them fights as experience-wise, haven't you?
Yeah, I done the experience fights when I was younger, so I'm all ready now for these. I believe I belong at world level, and become Saturday night, you'll see.
What is your pick for the main event? How do you see that playing out between obviously someone you know well in Pulev and Anthony Joshua?
I think it's going to be a good fight. With Pulev, you can't underestimate him. He's got a good jab, and I think he'll give Joshua problems in the early year on, especially if he gets his jab off. And but obviously age catches up with you. So I reckon, like I say, when he fought me, obviously I was put everything out in the third round because I obviously got the cut. But I felt like he was more tiring than towards the 8th. You could see more opportunities. Obviously, I wobbled him in the 7th for the 8th round. And I think if Joshua thinks, I think that's where he'll get most damage on. But, like I say, you can't underestimate Pulev. It's going to be a good fight.
Can't underestimate him, and I think Anthony Joshua, more than anyone, knows that because of what happened with the Andy Ruiz fight. Going into his fight, there was talk of Deontay Wilder, then now there's the talk of Tyson Fury. So it's important for him to keep his eye firmly fixed on Pulev and make sure that there's no kind of slip-ups there.
100%. Listen, Pulev, he's hungry and he generally believes he's going to beat him.
All right. Have you got anything else you'd like to add before we go, Hughie?
No, just stay tuned. Saturday night. Can't wait to put on the show.
Hughie Fury, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and best of luck this week.
Thank you very much, sir.
This is something that comes along every now and then in generation, and it's special.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.